Today we're taking a look at the Chicago Bulls vs Memphis Grizzlies match, which is happening on Monday, April 12, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. The Chicago Bulls and Memphis Grizzlies are two teams hoping to make the playoffs in the expanded format this season. These teams face one another Monday in an important matchup for both. The Bulls are 10th in the Eastern Conference while the Grizzlies are 8th in the Western Conference. The Bulls have won the last 6 games against the Grizzlies, but the two teams have not yet played this season. This will be the first of 2 matchups as they also play on Friday against one another in Chicago. The Bulls are 22-29 and are 10th in the Eastern Conference. They are coming off a game in Minnesota against the Timberwolves on Sunday night. The Grizzlies are 26-24 and are 8th in the Western Conference. They are coming off a game against the Indiana Pacers on Sunday night. These teams are practically identical to one another on the offensive side of the floor, so it will be interesting to see what the defenses can do. Let's take a deeper dive into the matchup to decide where we should be placing our wagers. The Bulls remain in contention for one of the play-in spots in the Eastern Conference playoff race. Chicago enters with a 22-30 overall record, good for 10th place in the East standings, and it remains 2 games ahead of the Toronto Raptors for the final postseason spot. Meanwhile, Memphis is also battling for playoff positioning in the West, ranking 8th with a 26-25 overall record. The Grizzlies are 4 games out of the coveted 6th seed and 3 games ahead of the 11th place New Orleans Pelicans. So here's my first betting suggestion for that game. The Bulls haven't been able to build much momentum lately and they look to run out of gas in their narrow loss to the slumping Timberwolves last night. The Grizzlies were on a nice run before dropping their last 2 games by single digits, but I think they get over the hump against the struggling Bulls in this spot. Memphis comes into this game favored by 3 points, which seems like a bit of a bargain in this spot. The Grizzlies have been one of the NBA's most underrated teams this season. They've battled through several injuries to remain in the Western Conference playoff race, while the Bulls have struggled since adding All-Star Nikola Vucevic at the trade deadline. Chicago has dropped 8 of its last 11 games and will be closing a 5-game road trip in this spot. Both of these teams are playing the back ends of back-to-backs on Monday, as both played games on Sunday. These teams are pretty evenly matched and both are playing pretty well as they make a push for the playoffs. But I like the Grizzlies for a few reasons. 1, they're home and it's easier to do a back-to-back when you are the home team. 2, they have lost 6 straight to the Bulls, so there will be extra incentive to get the win. 3, the Bulls are not good with the ball, as they rank 29th in turnovers, while the Grizzlies are among the league leaders in steals. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Memphis -3. Chicago suffered a disappointing 121-117 loss on the road against the rebuilding Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night despite 30 points and 6 assists from shooting guard Zach LaVine. Nikola Vucevic added 18 points for the Bulls, who trailed for most of the game after giving up a 21-8 run in the first quarter. Nikola Vucevic added 18 points and 5 rebounds while Troy Brown chipped in with 15 points. The Bulls shot 51% from the floor, but the Wolves won from the free throw, making 25 for 25 from the charity stripe. The Bulls were just 8 of 13 from the foul line. The Chicago Bulls have been in a real funk lately as they've lost 8 of their past 11 games, and they will be hoping to avoid a 3rd straight loss after last night's 121-117 road loss to the Timberwolves. Zach LaVine led the team with 30 points, 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Nikola Vucevic added 18 points with 5 assists while Troy Brown Jr. chipped in with 15 points on 6 of 7 shooting. As a team, the Bulls shot 51% from the field and 15 of 38 from the 3-point line as they fought hard to cut a 13-point deficit to just 1 point, only to see the Timberwolves escape on free throws. Bulls head coach Billy Donovan was not impressed with his team's effort against the worst team in the NBA. Breakdowns on defense, costly turnovers, and fouls thwarted Chicago's chances of completing a comeback. The Bulls also shot just 8 for 13 from the foul line compared to a perfect 25 for 25 for the Timberwolves. According to DunksandThrees.com, the Bulls have outplayed their current 22-30 overall record. Chicago ranks 20th in the NBA with an adjusted net rating of -1.2 through 52 games. The Bulls own an adjusted offensive rating of 111.7, 17th in the NBA, and an adjusted defensive rating of 112.9, good for 23rd in the league. The Chicago Bulls have been dependent on shooting guard Zach LaVine to carry the offensive load this season. He is averaging 27.5 points, 5.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 0.8 steals, and 0.4 blocks in 35.1 minutes on the court. He is shooting well as he is 50.9% from the floor, 42% from the three-point line, and 85.1% from the free throw line. In his last game against the Hawks, LaVine played 39 minutes and finished with 50 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 turnovers. If he can drop another 50-piece here, it will do wonders for the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls have been one of the lesser defenses to begin the year as they are giving up 113.6 points per game, which is 21st in the league. In their last game against the Atlanta Hawks, they allowed 120 points on 47 of 84, 56% from the floor, 7 of 27, 25.9% from beyond the arc, and 23 free throw attempts. If they can figure out how to defend without fouling, they will be in a better spot here. Memphis Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant had a good start to his NBA career last season as he took home the NBA Rookie of the Year honors. He looks to improve on his skills and numbers in his sophomore season as he averaged 19 points, 3.5 rebounds, 10.4 assists, and 0.9 steals in 31.6 minutes per game. He needs to improve his shooting as he has a 44.7% from the floor, 27.3% from beyond the arc, and 74.3% from the charity stripe. In his last game against the Knicks, he played 39 minutes and finished with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, a block, and 4 turnovers. He should continue to improve, and if he does, Morant will be a force in this league for the next decade plus. Jonas Valanciunas had a huge game for Memphis with 34 points and 22 rebounds. Ja Morant added 23 points and 6 assists while Kyle Anderson tossed in 15 points. The Grizzlies are now 8th in the Western Conference, just a game ahead of San Antonio. The Memphis Grizzlies need a win after splitting their last 10 games. The Memphis Grizzlies are averaging 112.9 points on 46.6% shooting and allowing 111.5 points on 46.6% shooting. Ja Morant is averaging 19 points and 7.4 assists, while Dillon Brooks is averaging 16.5 points and 2.9 rebounds. Jonas Valanciunas is the third double-digit scorer and Kyle Anderson is grabbing 5.9 rebounds. The Memphis Grizzlies are shooting 35.8% from beyond the arc and 77.6% from the free throw line. The Memphis Grizzlies are allowing 36.7% shooting from deep and are grabbing 46.3 rebounds per game. The Memphis Grizzlies are an average team on the defensive side this year as they are allowing 111.5 points per game, which is tied for 13th in the league. In their last game against the New York Knicks, they gave up 133 points on 45 of 96, 46.9% from the floor, 14 of 32, 43.8% from beyond the arc, and 33 free throw attempts. If they can limit the amount of open shots taken against them, the Grizz will be in a whole lot better position here. The Grizzlies face a tough schedule down the stretch of the season but will be getting an important piece back in their rotation very soon. Jaren Jackson Jr. is expected to return to the lineup over the next few weeks after suffering a torn meniscus during the NBA bubble last August. Jackson's ability to stretch the floor would surely help the Grizzlies, who rank near the bottom of the NBA in three-point frequency and percentage. According to DunksandThrees.com, the Grizzlies have played much better than their current 26-25 overall record might indicate. Memphis sits at number 12 in the NBA with an adjusted net rating of plus 1.5, thanks in large part to a defense that has been among the stingiest units in the league. The Grizzlies rank 8th in the NBA with an adjusted defensive rating of 110.8, but they have not been as efficient on offense, sporting an adjusted 112.3 rating, 15th in the NBA. So here is my second betting suggestion for that game. The Bulls are 19-7 ATS in their last 26 road games, 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games playing on 0 days rest, and 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games overall. The Grizzlies are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 home games, 4-0 ATS in their last 4 games against a team with a losing record, and 16-5 ATS in their last 21 games overall. Head-to-head, the over is 4-1-2 in the last 7 meetings in Memphis. The Bulls are 4-0 ATS in the last 4 meetings in Memphis, and the Bulls are 6-0 ATS in the last 6 meetings overall. The Memphis Grizzlies have been in decent shape as they've won 5 of their past 8 games, but they will be hoping to snap a 2-game skid after falling short against the Pacers in a 132-125 home loss last night. Jonas Valanciunas led the team with 34 points, 22 rebounds and 2 blocks. Ja Morant added 23 points with 6 assists, while Kyle Anderson chipped in with 15 points. As a team, the Grizzlies shot 46% from the field and 6 of 20 from the 3-point line, but they were always fighting an uphill battle after allowing the Pacers to pour in 45 points in the first quarter. Dillon Brooks scored just 3 points on 6 of 17 shooting, while Brandon Clark scored just 6 points on 3 of 11 shooting. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 229. And here are some more stats and trends. Bulls are 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games playing on 0 days rest. Grizzlies are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 home games. Grizzlies are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 games versus a team with a losing straight-up record. Grizzlies are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 home games versus a team with a losing road record. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.